one of the ways you can tell that a movement is complete BS, or that a narrative, its main purpose is to usurp power and control, is if the movement really has no definitive conclusion.
Yeah.
So we think about the war on drugs. Okay, the war on terrorism. How would you determine when we're finished? Are we ever going to eradicate terrorism? Are we going to eradicate drugs? The answer is no.
Right.
So what this tells you is that the people that are pushing this narrative really don't want it to end, because the narrative itself allows them to usurp power, control, and wealth, right? It's like the green movement, and I'm not here to debate climate change or anything like that, but what I can tell you is that let's go say the global elite, they don't care about the climate. They don't care about the temperature in the ocean. They're just using this as a Trojan horse that has no end. Therefore, if it's 2050, if it's 2100, well, that's fantastic, because it's so far in the future. It's so ambiguous. It's so difficult to pin down that you just need to trust me, and we just need to do whatever I say, and you just need to hand over your personal freedom and liberty, because this boogeyman out there that you really can't quantify. So again, whether it's the war on terrorism, the war on drugs, whether it's this woke movement, how would you define how would you determine if we've done enough? Yep, the gay folks, they're good to go. We can move on to the next topic of discussion, or we can move on to the next battle cry. We'll never, ever, ever get there, and that's the intention. And I think that's kind of, if you're trying to go through all these global movements that we have in the world today, that's the ultimate sniff test. Is, can you define a logical conclusion? If the answer is no, then the people pushing it don't care about the narrative. They simply care about power and control.
And a lot of times, the people who support that, who identify with, like, say, the woke side of things, or even the conservative side of things, their personality, who they are as a person, is invested in that constant churn of keeping that momentum and that activism going.
They're the useful idiots, as Stalin would say, or Lenin, or they, as Milton Friedman called them, the do-gooders. And they just get caught up. They're just kind of the people that are pulling the strings. They understand that they can take advantage of those people and get them to do their bidding, and they have good intentions. The do-gooders and the useful idiots, they have good intentions.
Right.
They want the world to be a better place, but unfortunately, they've drank the Kool-Aid of the puppeteer.
We've become very good at, and I put this in my fifth book, I think it's in the first chapter. It's called Brand Management. I talk about churn marketing. I don't know if you're familiar with the term of churn marketing, and what it is, for instance, Tinder doesn't want you to have a good relationship. They don't want you to get married. They don't want you to find the love, your soulmate, and the love of your life, because the moment they do, they lose a customer.
Right. They delete the app.
So as long as you have a shitty relationship and you come back to the app, that's what they want. They get you back into the churn.
It's just like the politicians don't want your life to improve.
Right. They want
because
you
if
to
your
keep
life improves,
constantly.
then you don't need them.
Right.
But if your life stays the same, and if it gets worse, then you need them even more. They stay in power. They keep the control. They keep the wealth. So they